Good afternoon, everybody. Mr. Kowalczyk here with a video for Business Math. Today we are in section 8-2. 8-2, and we are continuing to talk about borrowing money in the form of loans. Sometimes, whenever you're looking to buy something, it can sometimes be pretty expensive, and you might not have enough money to purchase that item that you're looking to buy. Sometimes it can be so expensive that the only way that you can buy it is if you take out a loan. We've talked about in class how I've had to take out a loan to buy a car or my house. But it's not just those types of items. You know, perhaps you're looking to buy a new washer and dryer or some new tools. And, those items might seem kind of like small items to buy. But not everybody has the money to be able to purchase those items all the time. So today, what we're going to look at is loans and something known as a down payment. You see, a down payment is when you put cash down for an item that you're going to buy. And you put some cash down, so you give the person some cash up front, and then you take out a loan for the rest of what you owe. Sometimes that down payment can be a set dollar amount, or sometimes it can be set up as a percentage. Sometimes when you make a purchase and you're going to take out a loan, sometimes companies, banks, they may require you to have a down payment. Well, once you know how much that you're going to spend for that item, and you know how much the down payment is, you can then figure out the amount financed. Now, the amount financed, that's just a fancy word for a loan. Once again, the amount financed is just a fancy word for loan. Today I have two examples for you. And the key thing that you need to remember is that you're not going to be using both. You're going to be using either this box of formulas right here, or, oops, let's finish that word out, there we go, or this box of formulas right here. Gotta refix this. Or, there we go. So you're either going to be using this formula or these formulas. The one thing that you probably got to be aware of is this. This one right here is the exact same formula as this. It's the same one. And so if you are using these green formulas over here, you just have one little extra step that you have to take into consideration. Well, let's quit talking and get right to work so you can kind of see how this works out. First and foremost, Stan bought a new roof for his house using an installment loan. Now, an installment loan, folks, is a loan that you pay back over time each and every month. Well, this roof cost $5,500, but he was able to put a $500 down payment down on his purchase. What is the amount of the loan to be financed? Well, at this point, gang, we have to figure out, are we using these formulas right here or these? Well, I'll tell you right off the bat, we're using the ones right here with the check mark. Why? Well, because we have all the info we need. We have a cash price, and we have a down payment. We have everything we need to be able to answer this question. So let's just use the first formula. So, one way you can look at it is step one, but you don't have to put that if you don't want to. But we are going to have to start off with the cash price of $5,500. We then, according to the formula, do some subtraction, and we subtract the $500 down payment. Now, for those of you who are watching this from your seat, you can see the math's pretty easy. There you go, it's $5,000. So let me explain what we just found. We found that Stan needed to buy a roof because he was willing to put a down payment of $500 down. His cost for the loan, once again, this right here is the loan, is $5,000. As a reminder, the amount financed is the same thing as the amount of the loan. All right, we've done number one. Let's jump right on into number two. Jill bought a table saw using an installment loan. The table saw was priced at $750.50. In order to use this loan, Jill is expected to put a down payment of 10% down in cash. After figuring out the down payment, what is the amount of the loan to be financed? So folks, if you haven't realized yet, this is where we start breaking this down into multiple steps. We're going to use step 1 to begin with. Step 1, we take that cash price of $750.50, and we're going to multiply that. We're going to multiply that times 10%. But before I go any farther, we need to take that 10% and convert it. We move the decimal over twice, and we get 0.10. You got to make sure that you turn it into a regular decimal number. So, now that you have 0.10 times 750.50, you do the math, and what you get is $75.05. So this is the down payment Jill is going to have to put down in order to make this purchase. So now we can move on to step 2. What we're going to do is we're going to take that cash price again of $750.50, and we're going to subtract that down payment of $75.05. And if you do all the work, it comes out to a nice even number of $675.45. So this section I think is pretty straightforward, but if you need to, please go back and review or ask questions if needed. Thanks, and have a great day.